hard truth. In the quiet village of Darun, nestled between dense forests and rolling hills, lived a young boy named Rael. His mother, Liora, was known throughout the village for her enchanting stories. She had a gift for turning even the darkest truths into tales of hope. Every night, children from all corners of Darun would gather around her fireplace, eager to hear her soothing voice tell stories of faraway lands, brave heroes, and magical creatures. But one night, as Rael listened to his mother's comforting voice, he noticed something different in her tone, a tremor that he had never heard before. The next morning, Rael found his mother sitting alone on the porch, her face pale and eyes distant. "Mother, what is it?" he asked, worry creeping into his voice. Liora took a deep breath and motioned for him to sit beside her. "Rael, there comes a time when every story must confront the hard truth," she began. She explained that their village was in danger, not from any external force, but from within. The villagers had been ignoring signs of a looming drought, choosing instead to believe in stories of endless harvests and bountiful rains. They had grown complacent, lulled into a false sense of security by the comforting tales she had spun. Rael was stunned. He had never seen his mother so serious. "But why didn't you tell them the truth sooner?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Liora sighed, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Because, my dear, sometimes people aren't ready to hear the truth. They cling to what is comfortable, even if it is a lie. But now, we have no choice. The truth must be told, no matter how hard it is to hear." With a heavy heart, Rael agreed to help his mother. Together, they decided to call a meeting with the village elders that very evening. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the village square, Rael and Liora stood before the gathered villagers. Liora spoke with a voice that was both strong and filled with sorrow. She told them of the drought that was sure to come, of the food stores that were nearly empty, and of the need to prepare for the harsh days ahead. There were gasps of disbelief and murmurs of fear. Some villagers shook their heads, unwilling to accept the hard truth that was being laid before them. But others, seeing the sincerity in Liora's eyes, began to understand the gravity of the situation. The days that followed were filled with uncertainty and hard work. Some villagers still refused to accept the truth, preferring to live in denial. But many others, led by Rael and Liora, began to prepare. They rationed food, dug new wells, and prayed for rain. It was not an easy path, and there were many moments of doubt and despair. But through it all, Rael learned a valuable lesson: that facing the hard truth, no matter how painful, is the first step toward finding real solutions. In time, the village of Darun learned to adapt and survive, not through comforting tales, but by facing reality with courage and unity. And Rael knew that this was the greatest story his mother had ever told.